Hello there. Our focus this week is Joseph Conrad's novel, The Secret Agent. Conrad had an extraordinary life story, and learning about it helps us understand the way that politics and the characters are represented in the novel. The book reflects the political debates of his time, but it very much speaks to us today. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Conrad's family history and his life before he became a novelist so that we can understand how both of them influence the book. The writer Joseph Conrad was actually born Joseph Conrad Korzeniowski in 1857 in the town of Berdichev, which today is in the Ukraine. It is where the red dot is on the map here. But it hasn't always been in the Ukraine. And in fact, Berdichev's history was very complicated, and that history affected Conrad's family through his father. Originally, Berdichev was a Lithuanian fort in the 16th century. Then it became part of the emerging area of Poland in the 17th and 18th century. But in the 19th century, it came under the control of Russia. So through all of this turmoil, and especially in the 19th century, when Russia imposed a very heavy hand on the area, there were people who dreamed of Poland as a free and independent country. And one of those people was Conrad's father, Apollo. Apollo was a member of the upper middle classes. He was educated. He was very literate. In fact, he worked as a writer and as a translator. He supported himself and his family by translating English literature, such as Shakespeare, and also works of European literature into Polish. So even as a young boy, Joseph Conrad, was exposed to works of world literature, and he was able to read different languages. As an adult, he could speak or write Polish, French, Russian, English, and German, and a little bit of Spanish and Italian as well. So this is definitely a result of coming from a family that was very literate and well educated. When Conrad was 4, his father was arrested for his political activities. His father was active in the nationalist movement to make Poland independent from Russia, and his father was exiled into northern Russia. Conrad and his mother followed his father into exile. It was very difficult, very brutal conditions, and within a few years, his mother died of tuberculosis. And then by the time he was 12, his father had died as well. So at the age of 12, Conrad became an orphan. But fortunately, he had an uncle who really loved him and who became his guardian and supported him and his education. And as a result of this history, Conrad always identified as Polish, I think as a tribute to his heritage, but also his father's commitment to the idea of an independent Poland. So Conrad was supported by his uncle, and that even extended to his uncle supporting a very dramatic decision that Conrad made when he was 17. He decided to leave Poland and move to France, to the port city of Marseille, and start working on steamer ships as a crew member. So quite a dramatic change from his background, but he worked on ships for the next 20 years. That was really his early adult life, working on ships and eventually moving up to become a captain on some of them. During those 20 years as an adult, he sailed all over the world, from the West Indies to the East Indies, through Africa, through South America, every place. And eventually he decided to join the British Merchant Navy and to learn English. So in 1886, which is when The Secret Agent takes place, Conrad became a British citizen, and he also began to write. He published under the name of Joseph Conrad, deciding to drop the name Korzeniowski because he thought it just wasn't going to be possible for most English people of the time to pronounce it. Many of Conrad's books take place in the countries he visited during his time working on ships. Lord Jim takes place in the East Indies, Heart of Darkness in the Belgian Congo, Typhoon in Java. And many of these novels have also been adapted into films. You may be familiar with some of the adaptations of Heart of Darkness. In the middle here, you see an image from Francis Ford Coppola's film Apocalypse Now from the late 1970s, which is a reworking of Heart of Darkness in relation to Vietnam. And over on the right is a poster from a film, an experimental film that Orson Welles produced right before Citizen Kane, that was also adapted from Conrad's novel. These directors and also many critics see Heart of Darkness as a commentary on colonialism and imperialism, and also a study of how people become corrupted in these political systems. And these are themes that we'll see in The Secret Agent as well. Conrad's early history illustrates the destructive results of political repression on his family, and also the impact of his travels around the world during the late Victorian era, where he witnessed the impact of imperialism on both the rulers and the ruled. The Secret Agent is famous for its ironic tone, the way Conrad explores political philosophies, but at a remove. Everyone is caught up in organizations that seem to take on a life of their own, from the anarchist to the police. Whether someone can truly act of their own free will in this overarching system is a question that both the novel and Hitchcock's film explore. Thank you.